You're listening to She's the Business podcast. If you've been following along recently or even in the last few months, you might be curious about what exactly is Business Jam and what is inside. I don't often talk about it, but this week the doors are open. Just this week, and that's the only time in 6 months that they'll be open. So if you like to go for a deep dive with me, then stay tuned while I share with you a live that I did just a few hours ago, where I walked through the details of what's actually inside Business Jam and what makes it a program that is so successful for so many women with service-based businesses. Now, if that sounds like you, then I'm really excited to bring this to you, so please stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Osborne, and in my 23 years of business and marketing, I've built many brands to become multi-billion-dollar companies. And just in the last 10 years, I've built 2 online businesses of my own from my dining room table with 2 little babies running around at my feet. I've made it my mission to inspire you to get out of your own way and become the successful business owner who's living the lifestyle you really desire without all the hustle. This is She's the Business podcast, made by women for women. This is your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration. Welcome. How are you all? I'm super excited. Today is the day that the doors opened for Business Jam, which is exciting. Woohoo! Literally wait 6 months for this day. So when it happens, it's a bit of a party. It is an exciting time. Still got wet hair because it's still fairly early in the morning. Got up and been doing some things with the kids this morning because they're not at school. School got cancelled for Queensland because of all of the flooding that's been happening. So I don't know if it's on the news wherever you are, but there has been a lot of rain this weekend. We have had pretty incredible downpour. It's now sun is shining up here on the Sunshine Coast, which is lovely. But yes, that's where we are. So I'm just bringing up my comments here so I can see if you guys are leaving me any comments, and then I can answer them while we're going. All right, I think that's working there. Brilliant. Okay, I have got my chat in front of me and I can see you. So this morning, I thought that you guys might appreciate going for a bit of a tour through Business Jam so I can actually show you what it looks like inside. I've been talking about it for months. If you joined me for Master Your Marketing last week, we did a lot of great content, but it didn't really go into what is Business Jam. I was really just there to give you some value, help you to understand the strategy that I have used for my business and that I've used for many of my clients' businesses as well. That's helped us to create a business that is totally doable, viable, and profitable within school hours. So you might be thinking, well, what does school hours really mean? And look, maybe you don't have kids, maybe you've got older kids, and maybe you've got young kids at daycare. It's whatever that means for you in terms of the amount of time that you want to be working. So if it's 10 hours a week, if it's 20 hours a week, or maybe you even have 30 hours a week that you want to spend on your business. It's about designing the business that works for you within the time that you want to be spending on it, so that you're not feeling like you've got to work full-time hours, but somehow squish it into part-time or juggle everything else you've got on. Where's time for you? Where's time to go to the gym and get all the stuff done that you want to do in life as well? And I just don't think that we need to be that way anymore. We don't need to subscribe to the old 9-to-5 mentality where to earn a living, you've got to work a full-time week, because you absolutely don't. And now that we've got the ability to run our business online from home, you can use your profession, your talents, create a service-based business. And with the right strategy in place, which really, what is that? Well, there's 5 key ingredients that
combine and align together to create a thriving service-based business, which means that instead of being at the bottom of the market where you're scrapping around for low paid work and just sort of trying to get enough in to make ends meet, and to, you're working so hard really for so little when you've got all that experience. It's actually about helping you to position yourself within the market. You don't have to be the number one player. You don't have to be the top. You can absolutely be extremely profitable and successful and still be giving your clients incredible value as well. This is not about overpricing your services. It's not about being someone who's, tricking people into paying you to do something that's not worth what you're doing. Absolutely not. This is actually about defining what it is that you do best and building your service packaging around it so that you can be earning what you're actually worth and be, doing something that really excites you, that inspires you every day. And not feeling like you've got to take whatever work is coming along, because we all know that's just going to keep you in that place of being super busy, you're working a lot of hours, working nights, weekends, dashing to pick up the kids at the last minute, maybe putting them in after school care, whatever is going on. Because if you don't have that time, then you're not earning enough, and we don't want to be in that place. You want to have the lifestyle that is a lot better and easier for you. So I am going to share with you now what's inside Business Jam. I'm going to take you on a tour. I'm going to check in with my page and see if anybody has left me any comments. That's all good. So if you have any questions while I'm going through the tour, then please just drop a comment. I will be checking them. I will come and answer every question that you leave me. So please, if you've got a question, just let me know and I will answer it. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to share my screen now and take you behind the scenes on Business Jam. I'll show you what's there. I've got my morning coffee here. I like almond flat whites with a bit of cinnamon on top. I don't know if you've followed me on social media, but this is one of the things that I love to say is, no one just wants a cup of coffee. We all like it a different way. We all like it with the way that tastes the best to us. It's the right fit for us. And it's exactly the same with your business. You don't want to be marketing yourself as a cup of coffee. You want to be marketing yourself as, maybe it's a double shot almond flat white with a shot of vanilla or something like that. Just think about what is it so that you can be specific, so you can attract the people who are exactly suited into your business and not be, trying to come up with pricing that's going to please everybody, that's going to suit everybody, following what the market's doing. All of those things really just keep you where you are now. And if you're not where you want to be right now, then something's got to change, right? So I'm going to come and show you what's in Business Jam. I'm sure you can't wait to have a look inside, see what you'll be getting. Instant access when you enroll. So the doors literally just opened not even, an hour ago. The first emails went out. So when you enroll, you get instant access into the program. And it is an online program. So you've got a lot of content here that you can get your teeth stuck right into. Now, there's really 5 core modules, which is the JAM Plan framework. And I've been talking about the JAM Plan all week, so hopefully you've been following along and you've got some of that content. These are your 5 ingredients to get that business. That's easy, it's streamlined, it's bringing you the clients. Like, we do not want to be getting out there and doing cold outreach, thinking you've got to send emails to 50, 100 people just to get one response. You don't want to be in that kind of high volume, high intensity, low reward strategy just to try to get money coming in. And the alternative that a lot of people are doing in their service-based business is waiting on referrals, waiting for someone else to bring them their clients. And, that means that you've got no control over your own lead stream, that you've got someone else is responsible for bringing your clients to you. Like, what happens if there is none next month? What happens if suddenly those people aren't sending you the people anymore, or they've forgotten, they've got distracted, they're off doing something else? Like, if you've got all of that, given all that power away to somebody else, and you're not actually attracting your own clients yourself, then your business is at a very high risk. Really would never recommend that someone does that. I love referrals, but they should be like the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, something that happens when you've got your clients already, and then you're getting some amazing referrals to come in and top it up. And you can choose whether you want to work with them or not. You really should be choosing, when you're in a service business and when you're a professional, you should be choosing your clients. You should not be feeling like you need to be accepting just anybody. So I'm going to dive into a couple of these and show you what's in here. We've got, in each module, there's a number of really short lessons. Most of these you'll do in under 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. There's a couple of longer ones. I have got a couple of slightly longer masterclasses, like finding your market niche. We'll deep dive into it because it's really important. But even when we're looking at market niche, there are some additional pieces that I've done here. For example, defining your target customer as a B2B client. Now, when you're dealing with a business that's not a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, when your clients might be an actual, medium-sized business or a small business where there's a CEO and then there's a team of people, your potential target customer may not be the CEO. It might be somebody else within that business. So I do get into all of the ifs and buts around this so that you can find out what you should be doing. You can figure out who your target really is and how to even work with a client that you might have more than one person within that business that you need to reach out to. So as you can see, it's really easy to navigate. We're on the browser version at the moment. You navigate back and forwards between lessons. You can mark it as complete, keep going. You can track your own progress, and it will show you progress. There's downloads here, so pretty much every lesson has a downloadable worksheet that helps you to answer the questions that I pose to you in these short trainings. Now, I'm going to take you into another one of these and just show you the sort of depth of content that's in here. So your identity and position, your niche, we've got the 3 aspects that combine together. This is my own unique niching formula. Most people stop at either what, who. Most people do not do a why, you, and when you've got all 3, that's when it really, really can work. You've got people who go from just having randoms, booking discovery sessions, time wasters, all of that happening, or just nobody at all, going from that to having someone who's matching the ideal customer, literally booking a call with them, jumping on their website, like without them doing anything. It's just because they've got clear. And then once they're clear in their messaging, these people are reaching out for help, because people out there do want your help. And if you're not making it easy for them, not making it clear, then it's really hard for them to decide this is the right person for me. There's so much choice out there. You want to be making sure that you are the right person. Now, here in marketing systems, I spoke in general during Master Your Marketing about what the phases are in your marketing journey, that you bring someone from being a complete stranger who's never heard of you before into being a actual lead, and a qualified lead as well, like not just somebody who's subscribed to your email list because you're running a competition and they want free stuff. That's not a lead. That is someone who's on your email list. What we're looking for are actual leads, are people who match your ideal customer, who have a need and desire for what it is that you're offering. They're leads. So this, what you get in here, shows you how to do that. it can be something that's super quick. And there's some activities that can take someone from stranger to a lead in literally 1 or 2 steps. There's other ones where some people need a bit more time. So you're going to have a few activities that you'll do that you choose as your business to be the right ones for you. Now I go through different ways you can create awareness, how to include PR, which is a fantastic way of leveraging other people's audiences, getting in front of the right audience and bringing more into your own. Content, stories, blogs, and even further on within your marketing, stuff like your SEO basics. Now, I'm calling it basics because I really just cover off on the high level SEO stuff that you should be doing as a foundation. And even by just doing this, I've had people within Business Jam, Rachel, who was in my last group that went through, she went from having no traffic at all from Google to having 11% of her traffic from Google just within a week. And all she did was go through this SEO basics and implement what's in there. So it does make a difference. There's some really, this is step by step, it's practical stuff. I'm giving you a lot of pretty much everything you can do in terms of marketing for your business. And obviously with a lot of this stuff, you can go way deeper. Like you can do a whole program just on Facebook ads and go really, really deep. But what I give you here is enough that you understand how to do it and you can get started and you can run some ads, because it's actually the strategy of the ads that make them work as opposed to keeping up with all the latest changes that Facebook keeps putting in there. So we do this, and then obviously we've got live support in the group. I'm there helping you out with any questions, struggles that you're having at the moment. We go into Google Ads as well. So it's just to show you the sort of depth of content that you're getting in here. There's really nothing that's missed out. There is always more that I'm adding as well. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So I try to keep this to a minimum. The thing is, because there is a lot in here, we've got a kind of a surprise module. I call this my extra jam. This isn't really part of the jam plan as such, because this is what happens almost throughout your entire, it happens as once you've got those customers, they're sold, they're in your program, onboarding, the experience that you give them is what results in reviews. It results in repeat custom. It helps you get them back into your marketing funnel. So that's in there as even just additional value for you, because it works. It's something I do, and I love to share what works for me. I've added in here extra tech demos, how to automate stuff, how to reduce your bounce rate, understanding analytics, mapping out your funnels, just a whole lot of extra support there and some quick demos on how to use them. And then Business Jam has bonuses. So if you've already been across to the program page, you'll have seen that there are 3 bonuses listed, which I call your, saving time, less work, more time bonuses. And this is really how to get your website working for you as a 24/7 salesperson. Your website is live the whole time. Anyone can find it at any point during the day, and they should be able to figure out whether it's for them, make contact, get on your list, or get in, book a call with you. So it's about fine-tuning it, what you really need to be looking at on your website so that that's happening. Automation Masterclass, I deep dive into my business and show you a lot of the key automations that I have going so that I'm not doing steps that I don't need to be. Technology can do it for me, and a lot of the tech is free. So there's no reason why not to do it. And then the Lead Magnet Masterclass is actually in 2 parts. So this is a really big 2-day workshop that I ran that's helps you craft your lead magnet concept, put it together, how to get it live, how to actually market it, because often people have a really good lead magnet, but because they're not messaging it in a way that sounds like it's something you need, no one is opting in, no one's getting it. So we want to be having success with your lead magnet and actually bringing in the right people. As I said before, doing things like a like-for-like loop on Instagram or a competition, all of those things very rarely get you actual leads. Like, leads are people who are interested and will want to buy your stuff. They usually get you people who want likes on their own account. That's what the like loops do. People who want likes on their account, they're not really interested in your stuff. They just want more on their own. And competitions, they generally attract someone that likes to win things. Very rarely, unless you've been really, really targeted and nailed your strategy with it, they very rarely give you actual leads you can turn into clients. So, I'm not saying that they're not a good thing to do, but they're not bringing you leads. They're bringing you people to add to your audience. And from there, you need to scrape out the leads. You actually then need to have something to bring those leads out of your list and get them taking another step with you. There's a few extra bonuses in here that I haven't even mentioned, because these are some of the sessions that I have run with the previous groups in Business Jam. If you join Business Jam, you get all the existing content, and you get, whatever the last group's got, plus you'll get the future stuff as well. So it's a lifetime access program for a reason, because I don't expect you to do all of this in 9 weeks, 10 weeks. There's a lot in there, and it's designed that you can come back in and get what you need at the time that you need it. So with Business Jam, that is the online program, and that's what you can get as the independent study option. So you can join, you can get all of that program there, which takes you through step by step how to stitch your strategy together. What are those ingredients? How do we mix them in the right way to get that result, to get the cake that rises instead of the cake that flops? There's also support in the Facebook group. I'm in there, I'm answering your questions. So you're not there going it alone. And this year I'm running 3 live sessions, live workshops with you. I'm going to deep dive into 3 of the key pieces of that content that most people struggle with, so that you can join those sessions, come and even get more than what is already in Business Jam. Go through it with me live, ask your questions, get coaching, get all of that input from me in those live sessions. So you get all of that on the independent study option. But with Business Jam, because I love working with people, I really love the engagement, I have a VIP group that I've run ever since I first started Business Jam. And this VIP group gets 10 weeks of live coaching with me. So as you're working through, especially the first 4 modules, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of strategy work to do to get your pieces of strategy aligned. You've probably already got them in your business, but you may not have them aligned. And you'll know, especially if you're not getting the result of the business that you want, where you've got the right clients, you're getting high value work, you're not having to work too long, you're working the right amount for you. If you're not getting that right now, it's because parts of your strategy aren't aligned to give you that result. So we go through it. And with these weekly sessions, you get me like this on Zoom with you, and it's very interactive. So rather than me teaching content, it's actually all about you guys. So we do hot seats. We go around the room, you talk about, what you are struggling with right now, and I coach you through it. And you get a lot of engagement. These are full-on coaching sessions where there's me and a small number of other people. So you're in a small, intimate group, very VIP, and that happens for 10 weeks. So we really go through this with you in that setting, because I notice that the people who do step in, they really want to commit and they're really invested in their business, as in, this is what you want to do. You don't want to go back to a job. You don't want to have plan B. This is what you want if you could get it working right? So instead of it being if, you can get it working right. And this is how you can join me, get my help. The people who join the VIP group and who actually turn up, who take the action, who face a few fears, because yes, I am going to challenge you on things. You might have some thinking that's holding you back right now. You might think you can't raise your prices because you're in a competitive market. You might think, I can't narrow my ideal customer anymore. Well, I'm going to challenge you on a whole lot of that, especially where I see that is the opportunity to remove a block that's stopping you from making progress. And the people who do have had the most incredible results. I've had Ali, who was in my, a year ago, she joined Business Jam at the start of last year. She only had 10 hours a week. I've told a few of you her story before. Even with 10 hours a week, she came in and Business Jam was something. She was fitting in that 10 hours a week. So, she wasn't slaving away at it. There's not a lot of work that you have to do. But if you do a bit of the work in the modules, do that homework, show up to the coaching sessions, get my help to actually nail it in a much shorter time, help you to take some of that thinking, second guessing, the doubts away and make decisions that are right for you. She was able to, by the time she finished Business Jam, she was already putting out her revised niche to her market. And within the 90 days, she had grown by 300% in terms of her profit. 300%. Like, she actually made in 90 days, the first 90 days of this financial year, she'd already made more than her entire previous year. And she's been in business for years and years. This is not a new business. It's not like, oh yeah, she made more than, a few grand. Well, she has been working in this business for years, and she managed to grow by more than 300%. And this was just really phase one. Like, since then, she's gone on to implement that even more. And she's just won a new client where that client is worth half of a 5-year savings goal with her husband to buy their dream home, like to get a deposit for her dream home. So it's just, I don't even know what that percentage of growth is because it's so fresh. She hasn't even done the stats on it to tell me some data that I can give you a percentage or whatever it is. But it is life-changing for her. And she's done all of that this year, working 10 hours a week. So it's 100% something that's doable, no matter if you're, you've got another job, you've got kids, you don't want to work that much. You know that for you, having some me time, having free time, going to the gym, hanging with your dogs, whatever it is, if that's all important to you, then doing this is not going to take any of that away from you. Actually, it's going to give you more because you'll have the ability to make it work in the time that you have. And yeah, I think that's probably one of the I love it. I love seeing people who come in just having no idea really what's wrong, just knowing that something's not landing. And then in a few short weeks to be seeing these incredible changes that are going on, busting through some myths, busting through, some doubts that you might have. And I've been there. I had them as well. Starting my business, I certainly didn't have it all right from the beginning. I guess I just didn't believe in myself 100%. I knew I could do it, but I thought, well, what if it doesn't work? And I had one foot still in the plan B camp of, I'll just go back and get another, executive job. It's really well paid and that'll be fine. But once I'd started the business, I realized I didn't want to go back to the office. I actually love this life. I love this lifestyle. It's exactly what I wanted to do. And there was just still that little bit of fear, I guess, sitting on my shoulders that was keeping me from having the courage to even niche down more than what I had. And I knew it in the background. I just wasn't doing it. It was preventing me from having the courage to price my services in a way that would give me the result I wanted, and I was doing some little incremental upgrades, but, I really needed to step into some bigger shoes if I wanted to have the business that I really wanted. And it took me a good couple of years to figure that out. I didn't have anyone pushing me along or telling me, helping me to see what was in front of my face. Like the big thing that's right there, if I just changed that, then what a difference that could make. I didn't have that support because I guess I didn't believe in myself enough. I hadn't invested enough in my own development. And when I decided to do that, when I got to that point, I was like, you know what? This is it. If I'm going to go for this, I need to go and actually get in the driver's seat, stop trying to drive my car from the back seat. And I invested in something that was huge. It freaked me out that I was doing this, and I did it. I got the support I needed, and I made some big changes. I made some big steps. yes, they were scary, but I followed what I would have been telling myself if I'd been my own coach. I followed my own advice. I got the things in place. I niched, I aligned my service offering, I nailed my messaging, got all of this stuff happening, and the results showed it. And I've been able to do that with my clients as well. So it's like it works. I just wish I hadn't waited so long to really believe in myself that much in my own business. Like, why did I think I needed to have the backup plan going back to the corporate job when I've always known I wanted my own business? I've always been much happier doing my own thing where I'm my own boss and I can choose what I want to do. And now that I'm here, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done this years and years and years ago. I wish I hadn't spent 20 years in the corporate life, because I guess that's given me valuable experience, and that's kind of what I've got to take from it. The silver lining is all of that experience, but it definitely wasn't, it wasn't the fastest way to get here. So now I'm thinking, if you've got any questions, I have been talking, but I'd love to answer your questions. So if you've got any, please drop me a question in the comments. I've got a couple that I've had in from people, offline, like not right now, but they've sent me messages or emails. One of them was just really concerned about the timing. So do I have time to do this program? Because when you've got a business and you're needing to be working to, bring in the money to pay your bills and to make the business viable, it can feel scary to take a bit of time out of that to do something like this. You're like, yes, you are going to be doing some actions. You're going to have some things to think about. You're going to have questions to answer, a bit of adjusting to do. So yes, there will be work that's not client work that you're doing. Look, I try to make it as easy as possible. This program you can have on your phone on the app. So what I do with my program that I'm a member of is I often listen when I'm out on a run or on a walk, have the headphones in, I'm listening. And then when I get back, I sit down and sort of answer the questions and map out what I need to do. But you can maximize your time. The thing is that if you don't have time to do this right now, then that's the very reason why you need to do the program, because Business Jam is going to help you create the business where you've got time for whatever it is that you need. So just imagine that you, for a very short amount of time, invest this little bit of extra time in getting your strategy right. That's going to give you back so much time, because in whatever you want to be spending in your business, if it's 20 hours a week, school hours, you can be earning so much more in that time and not be wasting your time on unpaid, low paid, admin, all of the stuff that is currently keeping you stuck where you are. If you continue to stay in that place where you're doing low paid work, uninspiring, the stuff that's kind of really sucking your soul dry, but you're like, oh, I've got to do it just to pay those bills. Maybe you've got lots of customizations. Every client's different. It creates a lot of work behind the scenes to manage them. If all of that is going on, it can be different. And I can show you how. It's easy to change. And it's easy without you're still going to be able to do the work that you love. You're actually going to get more of it, better stuff, more inspiring with better clients, and be paid better for it too. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what my clients have done, what I do as well. So it can be there for you. So if you're thinking that you don't have time, just think the real reason you don't have time is because right now your strategy isn't aligned to allow you the time. And when you've got it aligned, you're going to have time, you're going to have time to improve even more, to optimize it even further. This isn't like a business, isn't you set it up, you do it, here's your service and that's it, you're done, that's it forever. It's like, no, we're always evolving. You might get to that next level that you want to get to and think, right, well, where's my next level? What do I want now from my business? What do I really want to be doing? And the more that we can evolve on, the more we can cut away the stuff we don't want to be doing, the things that aren't profitable, low value, and be focusing in on what really lights you up, what inspires you, what you love. And yes, you will be able to, have a team maybe a few people, 1 or 2. I'm not a big proponent of big, heavy, busy businesses. I'm much more of a proponent, especially if you're like me, something simple and easy to manage. If you've got a huge amount of staff, then it just turns into being a manager of people and probably not doing the things that you love the most. So I'm all about easier business, easier and more profitable. Now, another question that somebody had around time was about the VIP group. And she said, what about the timing of the sessions, the coaching sessions every week? Because obviously, if you join VIP, you want to be able to be there for the coaching sessions. Yes, 100%. Because it's a small group, I actually, when you join, I ask everybody for their availability, make sure that we're making the sessions at a time that suits everybody. So you will be able to join the sessions and they're all recorded. So even if you manage to miss one week because life has happened, whatever, you weren't able to get there, you can get the replay. And the replays are honestly super amount of value, because what I find is the people in the group are often experiencing the same challenges. So what somebody else has asked and got coaching through can often be exactly what you needed to hear as well. So even if you're watching it on replay, you will still get an incredible amount of value that will help you. The replays are all available online. You can get them anytime, so you can go back and watch your own hot seats again, get that. And I do encourage people to do that, actually, because when we're in these coaching calls, there's a lot of information. It's hard to take it all in at once. So being able to go back and watch the replay of your own hot seat and, really get the learning from it is super valuable. Something I've added in this year, which is brand new, but I'm adding in a private messenger group just for the VIPs, so that we can chat between sessions, and just gives you another extra layer of support. So it's really wraparound, intimate support for the VIPs this year. Now, you might be thinking that maybe you're not ready yet. Like, this sounds great. It sounds exactly what I need, but, I need more clients first, or I need to earn more first, or I need to get to whatever level first. Well, don't you think that this is kind of like the one thing that's going to get you to that place faster? So you could choose to stay doing what you're doing and trying to get to that level. How long is that going to take you? Versus if you choose to think, well, I don't feel ready yet, but I know that this is going to help me get there faster, and come in, get my support to get there. Well, you're going to hit that level and more easily in the time that you're in Business Jam. I've had so many clients that have finished Business Jam. They've made back more than their investment already, just by the time they finish Business Jam. So in that 10 weeks, they've made back more than their investment, because you're already doing actions along the way. This is not something that you do, takes 10 weeks and then you start implementing. This is about incremental actions while you're going. So you're going to start seeing changes. As soon as you start making the changes, as soon as you start implementing what you're learning, you will start to see change happening. So that's the very thing that is going to help you to get your result so much faster. So yeah, you're not ready yet? Well, when would you be ready if not now? If you're not thinking this is what I need for my business, not doing it now would be sort of like thinking, well, okay, I want to lose weight, but that means I should probably join a gym, but I need to lose weight before I join a gym because I'm too afraid to go there until I've lost weight. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Like, this program will help you to get to that level. Whatever you feel you need to be ready, doing it is going to help you get there. No one's ever felt ready for anything, really. When you think about it, if you're a mum, did you feel ready really to have your first child? You've never done it before. Maybe you're like, yes, I'm ready for kids. And then all of a sudden, 1 week to go, you're thinking, holy moly, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm about to have a baby. I haven't done it before. I've seen other people, but I haven't done it. It's kind of that same thing that, when it happened and you got in, you did what you had to do, and you figured it out. You got there. And it's kind of like that. It's like, well, there is no better time than the present. If you know that you want to get to that next place, then getting the help you need to get there is what's going to help you get there faster. Just checking to see if you guys have any questions. I'm going to just pop in here to the page, see if there's any comments that are happening. Please ask a question. If you've got a question that you want to ask, there is one other one that I haven't mentioned yet, and I got that question. So if you're in Australia and you're thinking, okay, I've had a look at the program page and it's in US dollars. Yes, it is, because my business became a global business in the last year or two, and US dollars is a sort of a globally recognized currency that everybody's comfortable with. Unfortunately for us in Australia, apart from Australians and New Zealanders, no one else knows what Aussie dollars are worth. So I do have an option. You can join in Aussie dollars and you can pay in Aussie dollars. So if that's made you go, oh, hooray, that's what I really want. Yes, that option is available. I'm actually going to pop it onto the page in the FAQs for Aussies, and you will be getting an email as well with the link for the Australian dollar option. So if that was one of your questions or one of your hesitations around it, you can absolutely, you can join me and you can pay in Aussie dollars if you're in Australia. But my page is in US because it's an easy currency for everybody to understand. And I'm all about making things easier. Samson says, when do the VIP sessions start? Is it next month? They basically start the week straight after cart close, which is next week. So what I'm doing is it shuts on Friday. This week on Friday, the doors will close. The VIPs will start connecting with you next week to find out availability. At the moment, I've scheduled a welcome call on Friday, and the welcome call will be something that I'll do for everybody in Business Jam. So everybody who's joined, if you're on independent study or VIP, I'm going to do a welcome call on Friday. I'll just check the date for you, is the 11th, Friday the 11th. And you'll get the timing for that. That'll be something that's time zone friendly for everybody. And then the following week will be when the VIP coaching calls start. So yeah, we just take that first week to check everybody's availability and make sure that we are setting a day and time that works for all. So that's what will happen then. Good question, though. Good question. Now, I'm thinking, what else do you guys really want to know about it? We've been through the JAM plan, so the 5 ingredients. I went through that in Master Your Marketing, and why all these are important. So the niche is my version of a niche strategy, and there are 3 elements. When you specialize and we get really clear on all 3, that's when people who you want to work with can identify that they're the right ones and they come to you. It doesn't mean other people won't come to you or buy. I still have plenty of men reaching out to me. I have people in all sorts of different businesses. It doesn't mean that when you get specific, you won't get people outside of that. You absolutely will. And you can choose whether you want to work with them or not. That's kind of the bonus. But when you do get clear, what you're going to find is suddenly in your lead, the way that you've designed for people to get in touch with you, whether that's booking a call, emailing, maybe it's DMing you on Facebook or Instagram, you're going to find that the right people are the ones jumping into your inbox, your DMs, or booking a call with you. And that just saves so much of your time because you're engaging with people who are real prospects and the ones that you want to most be working with. It's so much easier when you've got that, and then you've got services that are aligned to them, that that's what they really need and want. You're not trying to convince them to buy something that they don't need or want. You're not trying to convince them to choose you over all these competitors and comparing you like apples to apples, which generally means price-based comparison. You don't need to be doing that anymore, because when you're able to set yourself apart and show your unique value, you can be getting the right clients in, and they're choosing you based on your fit for their needs. The value, the price is far less significant. Of course, if you've priced it something absolutely outrageously ludicrous, then they may not buy, because they think, well, that all sounds really good, but it's just out of this world. Well, if you're doing that, then that could happen. But if you've priced it at a place that is, it's right for you, it's aligned well for you, and it's also, a great value for them, you'll find it so much easier to bring those people along and convert them. And converting them doesn't mean you're convincing them to do something. It just means it's easy for them to say yes, because you understand their business. You can show them the way to get there. You can help them get to where they want to get to. And when you've got that clear and they can see it, then it's a really easy decision for them to make. So those are the first two parts of the JAM plan. The third part, your brand and messaging. This section is where you really help with how you get that message out there. Consistent style, consistent feel from your brand is what the brand strategy does. So it's not just about a logo and fonts and colors. That's kind of part of your visual identity, but it's really in terms of your style, your personality, so that whenever you're talking, wherever you're talking, it sounds like you. It's got that same energy to it. It's got that same vibrance, and that people will connect with you in the same way. The values that you have, are really clear. But messaging is something that's taking your copywriting to a whole new level. Messaging is where you're actually creating desire for your offering, and you're addressing objections. So it's more than great copy. Great copy is something you can see anywhere and everywhere. It can be on anything. But messaging is what actually creates demand and desire, and it helps those people to move through their decision making and to take that next step with you. Then the last two ingredients in the JAM plan are your marketing and your sales. And both of these are simple systems where we need to have your activities aligned to be getting people from being a stranger to being a customer. And I'm all about it working for you, being the right thing for you. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh, you've got to post on Instagram, 3 times a day, and you need to do a 1 reel a week, whatever. There is no formula that's like, that is what makes success. And anyone who's telling you that is making things up. That might be what works for them, but you're not them. You're you. Your clients are your clients. You're in a different space. So it's actually about figuring out what is the right formula for you. Because if it's something that you aren't able to do effectively, maybe it takes too long, it's too much time, there's so much energy in it, it's not going to feel good for you. And when it's not feeling good, your energy's not there, and it's really not going to work or land for your clients. I've got it. No, hang on. I'm on a live call. Can you go out the door? Thanking. I'm on a video. Little intruder there, and she happened to be nude, which is really the main reason why I didn't want her to come in. Oh dear. So that's what happens when you're working from home and the kids are off school today. So, funny. Christy has a question that says, is Business Jam for those that haven't launched yet? Yes, you absolutely can do Business Jam if you haven't launched yet. There is no right time to be doing this, because this is your actual, behind the scenes foundational strategy for your business. So if you haven't launched yet, then you're going to get the 5 pieces of your strategy aligned in place for a great launch. If you have launched, maybe you're even in business for 10 years, if you're at the place where you feel like growth has stalled and you've stopped to slow down, you could be doing better, but just how it's all feeling a bit too hard, maybe you're working too much, then it's going to help you as well. It's something that I revise in my business a few times a year at least. Anytime that I feel like it's slowing down or it's not landing, I'm coming back to these 5 elements and I'm looking at them with a close, what do you call it? I can't even think of the word, it's got out of my head. A microscope. Yeah. Anyway, looking through the microscope and I'm examining them and I'm looking at where is it not in alignment? How could I optimize this piece of my strategy? I always start at number 1. Number 1 is really the main cog that gets the whole engine churning. So often I come back to my niche and I see, I actually could be clearer. I could be more clear, and that's probably why it's not landing. And when I get clear, then everything that I'm saying, I can see my services, or how am I positioning that? I look at my messaging. It's all connected, and it comes into your marketing system, into your content, into what you're doing, and then into your sales. When you can get that cog, the first one is really well optimized, then the other ones turn so much easier, but it all needs to be aligned. So when you haven't launched yet, you're going to put some of these things in place and get it out there. The sooner the better. And then you can start tweaking, optimizing, and really bedding it in. So you're not going to know whether the cogs are turning until you've got something out there and you actually started. That's once you're like, well, you've done the best that you could do to get started. But the only way to get it moving and then to start optimizing it is to be launched and to be actually taking action and doing things within your business. So yes, it definitely works for people who haven't launched yet. You will just be doing some of the work to launch, and then looking to see those results. My brain isn't catching up with my mouth, or my mouth not catching up with my brain. If you have already got a business, you're a few years in, 5 years in, 10 years in, you'll see results much faster because you've already got a business. So you'll actually be able to make some tweaks, week 1, week 2, start making some little tweaks, see where you can optimize. And once you're implementing those, you'll see change that happens much faster. I got something stuck in my throat a moment ago. Excuse the eye water. I'm like, yes. I'm hoping that my daughter doesn't fly back in with it. They must have been in the pool or gone for a swim or something, which is good. The pool is very, very full. It could do with a little bit of water splashing out. We had so much rain. It was crazy. Okay, are there any other questions? You might be thinking that maybe you should, sort your website out first before you do this, or, there might be a Reels strategy that somebody's told you about that you're like, well, I could just try that and see if that works. And then if it doesn't, I could do this. Or maybe I just need to be on LinkedIn because I'm not on LinkedIn yet. And, I've been, holding back from doing that for so long. These are all things that, they're very valid. They're in the doing of marketing. And, one of, I think, the key things that I said right at the start of Master Your Marketing was you can carry on doing all of that stuff and trying it out, seeing what works. But if you haven't actually come behind the scenes and got specific and aligned your niche, your service, your messaging, the brand, the marketing, the sales, if you haven't got those pieces connected in really well, optimized and aligned so that the whole machine is working together, or you've got that recipe that makes the cake that actually rises and comes out amazing versus, testing like, well, how many eggs do I really need? That's kind of the difference. And by continuing to try to find a new tactic, like, will it work if I just start doing Reels, or will it work if I get onto LinkedIn? You're really just avoiding doing the work that you need to be doing to get anything working. When you've done this strategy work, it doesn't matter what tactics you choose. You can choose to only do LinkedIn if you want. You can choose to never do a reel ever. It doesn't matter. Your business will work with or without those tactics. It's about choosing the ones that are right for you. And I show you how to do that as well, because there's no one right way. What works for me may not work for you. It might not be what you find easy. And so it's about, you being able to lean into your strengths, lean into your audience, lean into how you would like to engage with them and what will work for you. Yes, you'll probably step out of your comfort zone a bit and do some things you haven't done before. 100% that will happen, but it's not about me force feeding any kind of method onto you where you have to be churning out X amount of content or you must be doing this or this. I'm going to share with you what would be how to string those activities together, make sure that you don't have any gaps in your marketing funnel, make sure that you've got something at each phase to help people take that next step. Because sometimes people are so busy up there in the audience growth, they're forgetting that they're not creating the steps to bring people through to be a customer. Other people are just all about the sales. So they're not doing anything except trying to take a stranger right into a sale without doing anything else. And neither of these work because you're missing out important things in your marketing flow, in the customer journey. You're missing them out. So it's really hard for someone to just leap across a whole river to the other side. Like, you need to give them a way to get across. And that's what's a lot of people are missing. And it's why they're kind of busy doing all these activities and then thinking they're not working. Oh, it must be because I'm no good at email, or it must be because I'm no good on, whatever it is on Facebook or on LinkedIn. It's not that you're no good on it. It's just that you've probably not got that formula right. You haven't got your recipe to have the pieces aligned yet. Maybe you're missing an ingredient. Maybe they're not the right amount going in. So that's what you can get, the real clarity on what to do. So you can stop wasting time on doing things that aren't working for you and actually just zero in on doing what will work. And I'm all about less is more. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be on every platform. You don't need to be doing all the things. You can have a very lean business and be enjoying it without doing all of that. You can choose to add in. I think get it working and then add something on and see if you can improve the results. Don't keep on adding new things to something that's not working. Kind of like having a bucket, it's got lots of holes in it. You're just adding more water in and it's still not working. Well, no, because you haven't got a bucket that's holding water yet. Get something that works, make it work, then add more water. And that will help you increase volume. Or maybe you'll need new buckets because you'll have more water and you'll need extra buckets. You can start expanding once you've got that working rather than the other way around. It's not about throwing all your spaghetti on the wall and trying to figure out which bit's going to stick. I am a massive proponent of making life easier, making business easier. Because it's so important. It can be done. It can be what you need as well. It's, it doesn't have to be hard. And some of the comments I've been speaking to people on discovery calls over the last sort of year, and I've been horrified actually at what some of the advice that they've been told by various people to do. Often I'm talking to women who are mums, they might have 3-4 kids at home. They're trying to run a business, and here's someone who's telling them, oh, you've got to get on 20 sales calls a day to get clients. I was like, that clearly is something that's not going to work for that person because they don't have the time to be spending on 20 sales calls a day. What a long, tedious way to try to get clients, and a way where you're going to feel like a complete loser as well, because getting on cold calls with clients is really difficult, to get someone to even agree to it in the first place, and then to get on a call with someone who you have zero relationship with. What a long, hard way to do sales. There's other people that have been told to, go into Facebook groups, as many as you can, and just promote your stuff in there. Well, again, are these groups the right groups that you should be spending your time in? I've got nothing against putting something into a Facebook group, but it should be a strategic decision. This is a group full of my ideal client. I know that my stuff is what they need, and I'm going to talk to them in a promo sleazy way. I'm just going to talk to them about my stuff and get the right people who are ready to take a step to come and find me. I'm not going to sell to them in a group. especially if it's a group run by someone else. You think you're not going to just go in there and start blasting off sales messaging. That's just, again, like throwing spaghetti on a wall and hoping that some of it sticks. I don't know why you'd want spaghetti to stick on a wall. It's kind of a funny saying, isn't it? But, they are long, hard ways to do it. Other people just scroll Facebook groups looking for leads. And so anyone who's like talking about something, like pitch to them or send them a DM. And again, that's a long, time-consuming way to be getting business, because the time you're doing that, you could actually be working on something that's bringing in the money. So wouldn't it be better to have a system where your clients are finding you themselves, joining your business, they're there, and all you've got to do is, they're booking the call. You've just got to show up on the call that they already want to talk to you. You're not trying to get them to have a call with you in the first place. Just so much easier. I think, we can all take a big breath, a sigh of relief, and think, thank God I don't have to do all that stuff. I can actually have fun and I can do what I want to do. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm all about, making life easier. Anyone got any other questions about Business Jam? I think I am running out of stuff to talk about today. It's been a good chat. It's been about an hour. So thank you so much for staying with me on this call. And I hope you enjoyed the preview of Business Jam. If you've got any questions about the content that I didn't cover, I'm more than happy to answer as well. And I will come on and do some more sessions this week. So, if you think of questions, please just drop them in the comments. Let me know what your question is, and I will answer them. I will host another Q&A so you can come and join me, or you can even just slide into my DMs and ask me a question there, because I'm more than happy to answer it. But thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been lots of fun. And yeah, the doors to Business Jam opened this morning. So 2 hours in, they only opened this week. The reason why, so why are they open now and why do they close? Because of the VIP group. Because we start together, we have a group that goes through the program with the coaching calls. And it's awesome because you are the same group going through at the same time together. So I have an open close for that reason. You don't have to join as a VIP if you don't want to. You can do self-study. You're still going to benefit from the welcome call, where I'm going to take you through the program, really set you up for success. And also the 3 live workshops that I'm running for you, which will be happening over sort of the 3-month period. So there's lots going on, but it's also lifetime access. So, I've got so many of my alumni, they're still in Business Jam, they're still diving into the content and grabbing things that they need, realizing that they're at a new level or a new place, and they're coming in to refine again or find things that they need to help them get to that next place. So as I said, it's not content you do once and then it's done, tick the box. Finished, that's over. This is actually, how you run your business. So you're always going to be, once you know how to use these 5 ingredients, you're going to be, reviewing them, thinking about it, optimizing them, whenever you're wanting to get your business moving along better, faster, or just working better for you. That's what you're going to come back to and be focusing on throughout the whole time that you have your business. And it will become easier and easier. You're not going to be needing to go into the course to do it. You'll know what the things are. You'll be able to, have that reflection yourself. And of course, I'm always there as well as your coach. So even if you're in Business Jam and then you think, I really just need a one-on-one session, you have the ability to book a one-on-one with me, get some focus time, and I can help you to really bust through wherever you are, get you unstuck, get you moving forward again. So that is, absolutely possible as well for you if you're in Business Jam. So I think that's it for me today. I always do the final little piece after I say I'm about to hang up and then carry on. So that's something that I tend to do. I don't know why. It's like I don't want to really say goodbye, or I think of something at the last minute. Thank you for hanging out, and I will be back this week. I'm online today. Drop me a note, say hi, come into my DMs, whatever suits you. I will see you then. Okay, bye for now.
Well, the doors to Business Jam are open right now, but they won't be for long. They close on the 4th of March. So if you've decided that this is the year that you really want to get that transformational change that happens in your business so that you can earn more while you're working less, but be working with the right clients and forgo all of that hustle mentality that's keeping you busy, churning away on that marketing treadmill and getting nowhere, well then I invite you to come and enroll in Business Jam right now. You'll find it at jessicaosborne.com/businessjam. And let's work together to transform your year this year.